On February 9, 2004, 21-year-old Maura Murray vanished without a trace. It all began with a car crash in the middle of nowhere, Route 112 in New Hampshire, a lonely stretch of highway. But it wasn't the crash that made the world sit up and take notice. It was what happened next. Maura was last seen walking away from the crash site, and then nothing. She disappeared completely. What really happened to Maura Murray? Was it a tragic accident, a deliberate escape, or something far darker? In today's video, we're going to uncover the chilling details of her disappearance, explore the theories that have haunted investigators and her family for years, and attempt to answer a question that has remained unsolved for over 20 years. Where is Maura Murray? Maura Murray was a bright, college student, smart, athletic, and driven. She had a promising future ahead of her, studying nursing at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. But like many of us, Maura wasn't immune to the pressures of life. Her family life was complicated, and rumors of a prior car accident and relationship troubles started to surface in the weeks leading up to her disappearance. Despite these struggles, Maura seemed to have it all together on the surface. But something was brewing beneath that calm exterior. On the evening of February 9th, Maura made a decision that would change everything. It all started on February 9th, 2004. Maura packed up her dorm room at UMass Amherst, seemingly out of the blue. She told her roommates she was going to visit her father in nearby New Hampshire. But instead of heading to her father's place, Maura made some strange stops that raised red flags for those who knew her. She withdrew over $280 from an ATM, bought alcohol, something she wasn't known to do, and then headed off toward the White Mountains. But the trip wasn't to be a simple drive. Just hours later, Maura's car would crash on Route 112, a desolate highway in Haverhill, New Hampshire. The crash wasn't serious. In fact, Maura was reportedly uninjured when a passing motorist stopped to offer help. But what happened next would turn this story into a true crime mystery that still haunts us today. At around 7:30 p.m., a man named Butch Atwood, a school bus driver, saw Maura's car off the road. He stopped, offering assistance. Maura appeared calm but said she was fine and had already called a tow truck. But something about her behavior seemed off. According to Atwood, Maura wasn't in any immediate distress, but he did notice her acting strangely. He left, thinking she was waiting for help. But Maura was never seen again. When authorities arrived at the crash site later that night, they found her car abandoned. Her personal belongings, including her cell phone and purse, were missing. Strangely, the car was still running, the keys were in the ignition, but Maura was gone. She had simply vanished into the night, with no trace, no sign of a struggle, and no explanation. Authorities immediately launched a massive search for Maura, combing through the woods surrounding the crash site. Despite days of intense searching, no trace of her was found. The investigation was puzzling. There were no footprints, no evidence of where she might have gone. The town was small, and no one had seen her walking. Her family couldn't believe it. But Maura's father, Fred Murray, wasn't about to give up. He began his own investigation, determined to uncover the truth behind his daughter's disappearance. Some clues raised more questions than answers. Maura's cell phone records were traced to show calls made just before the crash, but she hadn't been able to call anyone since. Was she running from something or someone? So what happened to Maura? Over the years, countless theories have emerged, some plausible, others downright chilling. Let's explore some of the most talked about possibilities. One theory is that Maura planned her disappearance. She'd been facing personal struggles, trouble at school, family issues, and a breakup with her boyfriend. Could she have decided to escape her life and start fresh? But the problem with this theory is the crash. Maura could have easily walked away from it, but why did she leave her car and belongings behind? Another theory is that Maura encountered foul play after the crash. The area she crashed in was remote, and she was alone. Could someone have abducted her while she was waiting for help? Did the passing motorist know something more? There's speculation that Maura may have been approached by someone, or even lured into a trap. Finally, there's the idea that Maura simply got lost. The area around Route 112 is dense with woods. Could she have wandered off into the wilderness, disoriented and unsure of where she was? In freezing temperatures, the odds of survival would have been slim. But without any evidence, it remains one of the most troubling possibilities. The search for Maura has been a family and community effort. Fred Murray, Maura's father, has tirelessly worked to bring attention to his daughter's case. He believes that Maura didn't just run away and insists that foul play is involved. Investigators, however, have been stumped. Despite all the theories, the case remains unsolved, and Maura's whereabouts are still unknown. The mystery of what happened that night on Route 112 continues to haunt everyone who's tried to uncover the truth. More than 20 years later, Maura Murray's disappearance remains one of the most chilling unsolved mysteries in true crime. Was it an impulsive escape, a tragic accident, or something darker? We may never know the truth. But one thing is certain, Maura Murray's story isn't over. Her family, friends, and countless investigators continue to seek answers. What do you think happened to Maura? Was she running away, abducted, or lost in the woods? Let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more true crime cases that still leave us with more questions than answers.